Hey everyone, welcome to the Star Wars Popcast. My name is Christopher,
And I'm Patrick.
and today we are talking about in-box versus out-of-box collecting for Star Wars Funko Pops. I guess you could, if you're just a general Funko Pop collector, this video is for you as well. But because Patrick and I are actually dedicated just strictly Star Wars Funko Pops, we're going to be mentioning Star Wars Pops in this one a lot. But we do have we did have a reveal from what was it, last week, I think, or maybe it might have been late the week before, where we got that Clone Wars Kenobi Funko Pop that they leaked an image
Yeah,
of.
that leak came out, I think, just last week and the end of last week.
Yeah,
And yeah, it created a little bit of a buzz. I've seen a few out there that were more customs that people did, a little kit bashing of different pops.
yeah.
Um, but that one seems to be that we
It
saw
looks
out
like
there an
it's
image of
legit. Yeah, it looks like it could
looks
be legit.
legit. Had a
Yeah,
box and everything
yeah,
to match. So
yeah.
that looked pretty cool. And again, a Clone Wars version of Kenobi
Yes,
in Mandalore armor.
yeah,
Wow.
with the lightsaber too.
Yeah.
So
What? That looks
it looks
awesome.
cool. So I'll put the image on the screen for people watching on YouTube. Yeah, no, there's a box behind it. The box number. It looks like he's number 599 in the series. So
Mm.
yeah, the hair on this one, like, it looks a lot better than the previous version of the Clone Wars Kenobi. Like, it looks like they did a little more detail to the hair and the beard on this one. It looks like, but yeah, no, very cool. He's in Mandalore armor. It looks like the same, like Gar Saxon, the red armor. He's got the
Yeah,
red
I think he had like
chest
red and
plates,
gray on
red
in
and
that
gray. Yeah,
episode.
yeah. So that's very cool. But it also makes me wonder if we're gonna get like a Satine, Duchess Satine, or
I
like any
agree.
other Clone Wars Funko Pops coming out with this set too. Like, is it just gonna be the one, or is it gonna be a couple, or
Yeah,
maybe
and
is it gonna
I
be
was
like a an exclusive for Celebration? I wonder.
I wondered that if it was going to be that. And again, to follow up what you're saying is, I also was hoping that we were going to get Satine and some others because I just thought it was interesting of all the pops that we've been waiting to get or to see,
Yeah,
and then this came out of left field to me. I don't know about you; it kind of knocked
it
me for
was.
one to see something taken out of the animated series Clone Wars to make a Funko and not really have any relation to anything. So maybe we're gonna get more that maybe it's kind of getting more hype up towards the Mandalorian season 3. There's
Maybe.
some backstory to that. Who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. Maybe we think it's a flashback that we're gonna get from season 3 of Mando. I don't
Right?
know. That would be awesome. That would be like ridiculous. Like that a
Yeah.
Funko Pop might have given a little reveal away, but that would be cool. But
Yeah.
it is a nice looking pop. Again, I
Yeah.
love that whole story in the Clone Wars with him in there. So I would
Yeah.
love to see, like you said, Satine would be a great one to have.
Yeah. For
We
sure.
already have Maul with both his lightsaber and the dark saber.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we need another one of those. I'm
Yeah.
sure
And we,
Chewie
we
would
got
be
a we got a
great.
couple of Ahsokas from the Clone Wars as well. So
But
yeah,
yeah,
no, another Kenobi would be kind of cool, I think.
I do too. I think it
Um
looked cool. I think it'd be neat. I've seen some other people take the Gar Saxon and the Kenobi and put the Clone Wars one with him with the Clone War armor,
yeah.
patches or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, those are and kind of kit bash those. And I've seen another one take one of the Mandalorians with their acrylic base and the jetpack and do a repaint and then put the
Yeah.
end on.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, those are great ideas, guys, and I love seeing the creativity.
Yeah.
Um, I just revealed recently my custom Darth Vader battle damage from
Yeah, on
Obi-Wan
Star
Kenobi.
Wars Podcast Day there just this past week. You
Yeah, so
revealed that. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to get one in the mail.
well,
But seriously,
maybe someone from
that's a
Funko's
very
watching
cool.
and says, "Hey, that's a great. We really
You
need
know
to get
what?
that going."
They got to be saving something like that for Celebration. That's the one you hold for Celebration.
That would be awesome. And
right?
if they do it, please make a light and sound version. If you're going to hold off to do it this long, you
Yeah,
might as well. I
yeah,
mean, come on. If anything, you're going to make unlike a Grogu, where obviously when they released Mando season one, he was on such lockdown that they lost out on so much merchandise. It was like a year and a half, 2 years of merchandise financial loss they took by
yeah,
keeping that secret wrapped up.
yeah,
So let us get a little more. Come on, give them to us. You know that you
yeah,
know we've already seen it, so there's nothing to hold back. It's been a while. We'd take the comment, but give us a lights and sound. Give us that dialogue between him and Obi-Wan.
yeah. That would be
Even
cool.
better, have them both as a and have them both light up and talk. So like when the one's doing it's blue and then the other gets red and oh,
Yeah. How
freaking
cool would that
killer.
be?
That would be killer.
Yeah. But looking back at this image of the Obi-Wan pop, so it does have a special edition sticker on it, so it's got to be an exclusive for somewhere.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. Is it gonna
looking at
will it be
that,
a Funko?
yeah, I don't know. So like looking at that, usually when it's like a con event, con exclusive,
Yep.
it usually gets like a shared exclusive sticker on it. So I don't think they put the special edition stickers on it. If it's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm not
So
sure, but
maybe it'll be like a Hot Topic or another different retailer exclusive, but it's got the special edition sticker on it here. So
yeah,
um,
and you never know. I mean, like we said before, you get some of these exclusives. You have Hot Topic. You have in your area. You still have Toys R Us up in Canada.
yeah,
Um, Box Lunch sometimes gets them. We just saw um, Entertainment Earth have a couple exclusives. They had that glow in the dark Luke
Luke
Skywalker,
Skywalker, yeah,
the Grogu, and the Rancor was through them. So
yeah.
there's a
So
number
there's a
of different
bunch.
retailers they could do this as an exclusive through, not only their own store. So it'd be interesting. I don't know. I definitely
Yeah,
want to get them now.
I'm really hoping we get some more Clone Wars era Funko Pops with this. Don't just give us the one. Come on, give us a few. There's some
Yeah,
characters that we could get. So, but moving on
absolutely.
to our main topic today, the in box versus out of box collectors. So, myself, I am an out of box collector, so I don't even keep the boxes. To be honest, they just take up too much space. I got no space to store all the boxes and the bubbles that come in them. Like so, like for packing, like I moved into the place that I'm in like just this past summer, back in July last year. So I wrapped up everything in like tissue paper. It protected it well enough, and I'm
I
not
was gonna
planning on
say when
selling.
you had to move, how did you pack them? How did they all make
Yeah,
it? No,
they
no
made it
accident.
fine. Like the ones that had bent lightsabers before, they some of them ended up straight from sitting like that in a box for a few weeks. So
The heat probably got to it and
yeah, maybe I don't know
bent
what it
them back.
was, but yeah, no, I wrapped them, protected them properly, and they made it over here fine. So yeah, no, out of box for me all the way. Like I said, I don't have space to store 300 boxes somewhere with the inserts inside the side of them. Like I just don't have that kind of space.
Yeah,
So
I guess I'm kind of teetering on it. I was an out of box for sure,
yeah,
100%. Um, and I know a lot of Funko collectors that were probably like, "How dare you?"
yes,
But
yeah,
I mean, I had a lot of the Smuggler's Bounty exclusives. I have a lot of the con exclusives, like the original Cad Bane con box tossed. I didn't think about keeping them at the time.
yeah,
I have like Boba Fett and Slave One gone.
yeah,
I can't tell you how many boxes now, and I'm like, should have probably saved that.
yeah,
But I like to. For me as a collector, I was never one to ever really keep them in the box. The whole idea is to put them on display. You know, as a kid, you played with the toy. Now I keep
yeah,
them because I want to see it. I didn't buy
yeah.
it to look at the box.
I
I
know.
bought them because I want to see them. So typically, I'm like you. I take them out of the box, put them on display. Now, for my normal usage, as everyone knows, I take photos of these things. So every one that I'm photographing is obviously coming out of the box to take a photo of. But I would say, having gotten more into the collecting, what I've been doing is saving the boxes, putting them back in the box until I need to pop them off the shelf, shoot it again, or put them in the display.
Yeah,
But again, I'll be getting kicked out of my temporary area in my living room to my basement, which we're reclaiming from the children's playroom that
Yeah,
used to be. So
nice.
as that's getting worked on, I can eventually move down there. And I already started lining them up against the wall in the boxes, and we're like almost 3/4 away across the wall, and we're about 4 feet.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm going to need to make some room, and I know I'm probably just going to do some floating shelves and some paint and do it up nice. But I like to be able to switch them up for display. I know you just recently did your YouTube short where you had your display case and explained how you display yours.
yeah, yeah. So I
If
think
you
we'll
want to
save that
elaborate
for
on
an
that.
yeah, we'll say I think we'll save that for another video, how to display your pops. But like for
Okay.
now, yeah, let's keep it with the inbox versus out of box. So for inbox, there's I think there's pros and cons for each side. I think so. Why don't we start with the inbox collecting? So I think some of the pros. I mean, I guess they're protected, and if you're planning on reselling, then they're in pristine condition for resale, right?
Yeah, I think, people get really crazy on, keeping the boxes in mint condition. I mean,
Yeah,
no dings, no scratches, no dents in the bubble. Um, even myself, I open mine, right? So
yeah,
sometimes even an opening, you get a little bend in that flap trying to
yeah,
open it.
yeah,
Really, really picky collectors that want a minty box, well, you'll get dinged on that. So,
yeah,
again, I don't really care for the boxes, much like you. I'd
yeah,
rather see the pop itself that make that movie moment or put them in a diorama. I wanna
yeah,
see them. I wanna see
yeah,
them.
exactly. And like if you're not planning on selling, then
No, now
you
again, if you have a pop in really great condition, and the box is really great, and you wanna resell it, I just don't know how many. I'm always curious how many of those collecting them, keep them in a box and eventually have that final sellout point, right? Where they're like,
right?
"Oh, I'm selling this lot," and I because the way I look at it is, I don't want to wait for the. I'm never going to sell them, so
No,
I'm not waiting for the prices to go up and go up, go up, and okay, now's the time to sell. I'm
yeah.
not selling them, so I'm
I've
never
got no
worrying
plans
about.
on selling. So
Yeah, I'm not worrying about
that's
the
another
resale
reason
value.
why I don't even keep the boxes. So
Yeah, they're for
um,
me. I
yeah,
keep the box now just to protect them, if anything. So,
yeah,
and it makes it a little bit easier for me to find them.
yeah. So
Because
I guess that's another pro. I guess for keeping it in the box, like you got different ways of displaying. You don't need shelves if you have a in if you're an inbox collector. You can do like you mentioned, you have yours stacked against a wall,
they're just stacked
and
right against it.
yeah, like a lot of people have it stacked that way, and it just you go into a room and it's full of pops like that. You're just like you're in awe, right?
It's
So
impressive. It is impressive. But
yeah,
yeah, I'll eventually do shelves and take my because I have so many out of box are just on like window ledges on a bookshelf in my library. That I want to eventually condense them all together. But I enjoy just being able to have them out and seeing them,
yeah,
posing them with other ones. I think that's one of the things I really like about out of the box collect. I think also there are other pros and cons to it too. Like just as much as you would have a pro for having it in box, minty condition, a pro for out of the box is that if you are trying to get it to purchase it, even you're
yeah,
going to get a better deal of whether you're going through your Facebook Marketplace, Macari,
yes,
any of those kind of like yard sales. Like that's when you're going to score big time. You're going to get some
yeah,
probably you're going to get some really good ones, ones that you probably haven't seen or have been on your grail hunt list, and you're going to get them cheaper. You're going to, I mean, I think
yeah,
we were talking to Lainey. Didn't she just get the Padme Amidala not too long ago,
yeah.
where she
Out of
was
the
able to get
box,
it
I think.
out of the box,
Yeah,
not a non-fake, in great condition,
yeah,
and she picked it up on a lark. I mean, I don't think she spent too much on it, which
yeah.
that's a good thing. A
That's
pop
a
like
good thing.
that that's going for a couple $100 to have an out of box version and be able to save yourself a couple $100.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
all for me.
So
I'm
yeah,
down for
yeah.
it.
A pro is definitely um yeah, you don't have to care you don't have to worry about the condition of the box because you're just going to get rid of the box anyways. So for example, like the floating ray, the Power of the Galaxy. I picked that one up off of Marketplace, and the guy was selling it cheaper because it had like a little minor imperfection on the box. So I got it for cheaper than retail.
See?
So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so
a fairly brand new one to,
yeah,
that's a great deal. That's a
yeah.
great deal.
And then another thing is like stickers. So
Ah,
in box collectors, you find that most of them want to get the legit like it's a Target exclusive. We want to have the Target exclusive sticker on it, not the
yeah, or
special edition sticker
the
or the
con
con one.
exclusive.
Yep, yep.
Whether it's
So
Celebration or they don't wanna have the Galactic Celebrate, you know what I mean? There's
yeah,
those weird different Galactic Celebration to Star Wars Celebration, and you have your, like, fall convention as opposed to, was
New
it
York
San
Comic
Diego
Con. Yeah,
Comic-Con or whatever,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know all the minute differences in the stickers, but I know your inbox collectors are very particular for
yeah.
those.
That yeah. So in box collecting, you're gonna be paying more because like depending on how serious you are about collecting different versions of the boxes as well, because I know there's collectors out there that'll collect like both sticker versions of like say the actual New York Comic Con and the fall exclusive sticker, and then say like a GameStop exclusive, and then also like an EB Games exclusive, and then on top of that the Funko special edition sticker as well. So they'll have three of the same pop with three
Yeah,
different
I don't
stickers.
get into it like that, but I guess if
Yeah,
you are, you're spending some cash.
yeah.
You're
So
doling
that
out
that
some money.
that's probably a con, maybe if you're planning on keeping pops in your boxes, I guess. If you're going to be an inbox collector, maybe um, set some guidelines for yourself for what you want to achieve with your collection. Like, do you want to collect all these different stickers? Do you want to stick with just like the actual store name stickers, or are you just going to keep ones in boxes and you don't care about the stickers? Because you could go either way with the inbox collecting, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you are collecting an inbox, you're gonna want the more exclusive stickers, right? So
Yeah,
typically that's your celebration
for
or
the
your
most
cons
part.
himself. When you get the shared kind of exclusive stickers, I think for the inbox collectors, that price drops a little bit and it makes it less desirable for them.
Yeah, I think
So,
so.
I again, for the out of box collector who doesn't care about the stickers and you're getting the same version of the Funko Pop,
Yeah,
I think that's again a pro for the out of box.
yeah,
Con for the inboxes, you're spending a lot more money for that exclusive
yeah,
sticker, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, because like I've I've gotten some of the Funko Pops. I didn't order them off of Amazon. I ordered them off of Aussie Collectibles with the special edition sticker, and that they included the pop protector for the same price, like as I would have probably paid to get it ordered from Amazon and
Yeah,
shipped from the
Aussies does a
states.
good job in their
So
packing, my friend. Yeah.
yeah, so
I'm
I'm
actually waiting on my Ahsoka the white from Aussies now, so
yeah. See, I still have to order it at the time that we're filming this, recording this episode of the podcast. I still have to order that, but I think I might pull the trigger on it because I do want that one for sure.
see, the one, you know what? I still haven't pulled the trigger. I thought I pulled the trigger on it when I ordered that one, and I ordered something different. You're gonna laugh. I was gonna order Frog Lady. I
Oh,
was
okay,
gonna grab it,
yeah,
but I opted for Queel because I didn't get him from the Mandalorian, and I really liked his character, and
yeah. You know what? That's still one Mandalorian character I don't have is Quill.
yeah, I really
Yeah,
liked him, and I just thought how just the whole story behind even how they produced the character with the female
yeah,
actress in it, Nick Nolte's voice over it. I mean, kind of even looked a little like him. It was so cool.
yeah,
And he had some great lines. So, I have spoken. I wanted to have him. I really wish that we had him on top of the blurg rather than the Mando, though.
yeah. It would
I'll
have
be
been cool
honest,
if
I'd
they did two
rather have had
versions.
Queel on it.
It would have been cool if they had two versions.
Well, maybe I'm hoping that they come out with that would be a nice one to have for an exclusive.
Yeah, yeah.
They could do something like that.
Well, they seem to be releasing Mandalorian pops just as exclusives lately. Like we had the GameStop that mystery box where you had two out of four
Yeah,
possible
or
pops in
four
there.
pops.
Yeah, and that's another one. Like as an inbox or out of box collector, I didn't really care if I got the those that complete box, right? Like
Yeah,
I
so I'm curious if you are an inbox collector, are you really savoring? Because I have mine over here, the box that they come in.
yeah,
Do you keep it in that and never even open it? You got to open it to see what you got, right?
yeah, right.
Are
So
you saving? Are you saving
yeah,
that box? As well. I
to what
know.
extent does the inbox collecting go, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know with the smugglers bounties, the boxes that the pops and the swag shipped in were so nicely done. They're very similar, actually a little more durable than the ones that the Mando mystery box came in.
Yeah.
And what's funny? I utilize them to pack all my Christmas ornaments in.
Oh, nice.
I just thought they're a really nice box. They're very protective. And if they're
Yeah,
keeping the pops in good shape, they're going to keep my valuable Christmas ornaments in even better shape
yeah.
through the year. So not only do they go in Tupperwares, but inside the Tupperwares, you will find, I think I've saved all those boxes and reused them for that purpose. So you'll
That's
find the whole
awesome.
collection of those boxes there.
Yeah,
But I would think that if you are an inbox collector, your con is that you're spending a lot more than the normal, out of box collector or someone that doesn't even care about the exclusives and just getting commons,
yeah,
you know, right off the bat. Um, I also think too when it comes to the out of box collecting, what makes it nice is that you have it in front of you. You can see it. You pose them up. You
yeah,
can put them. You can switch them in and out with things. I tend to think if you keep them, just from me stacking my boxes up, I utilize that as a way to find the one I want to photograph. That it makes it easy to find. I'll be
yeah,
honest. That's nice. But I would think when you're taking out of the box and you get to see them more and you get to appreciate them more than just being in a box. I think it would get lost on me the ones I do have if I kept them in there.
yeah, yeah. See that's why I keep them out of the box or take them out of the box, I suppose, because I can see all the little details on it. Like, and I can open my display case and pull one off and take a look at it, hold it in my hand, and see all these little details that Funko put into this Funko Pop, right? So
Exactly.
I really enjoy that. Um, as for like knowing which pop is which, like because Star Wars Funko Pops alone, we're at what like in the 600s for the numbers. We're
Yeah,
getting
we're
up there.
getting up there. We're definitely getting up there
Yeah, and
easily.
that's just Star Wars pops. Like I don't know of any other um, property that has that large number of just their own Funko Pops, right? So um, yeah, no, for me for knowing what number it is, I got a little I got a little label maker. So I print the number on the label maker and just stick it to the underneath the base there. So I can look
Yeah.
I can look yeah, I can look underneath and see what number it is in the series of Funko Pops there. So I
Now,
always know.
you do you think that people will keep them numerically when they're collecting them? That'd be
See, so
interesting.
that's another thing. So displaying Funko Pops as well. So um I guess either way, like if you're an inbox or out of box collector, displaying kind of is something that you could do differently too. So in box, you could display it numerically, or you could display it chronologically as well,
Yeah.
or with like say the all the same boxes in the same line, like so all the Last Jedi ones together, all the Rise of Skywalker ones together, and the
Yeah, because I'd
boxes
be
would
curious to
match up.
see how the numbers stack and flow with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
because
if you have a
they're
series,
staggered. They are staggered because we've gotten Mandalorian pops after the Book of Boba Fett. We've gotten some before. We got some before the Rise of Skywalker. So like the numbers aren't going to all be sequential.
mm,
So yeah, I guess there's a lot of possibilities for displaying your Funko Pops as well. I think
yeah, I
so.
guess the one thing that's a pro and because when you are an inbox collector, you're not having to, worry about, especially if you're putting them on a display or a shelf or something like that. Like you're
Yeah,
not getting dust on them, right? I don't
dust.
know if you
Yes.
have to go in there and dust off yours every so
I mean,
often.
I haven't yet. There's a little crack where the door doesn't touch the edge of the glass on the side, but I don't think it's enough where a lot of dust gets in there. And I keep the doors to my collection room shut for the most part,
Nice.
so just to reduce the dust that gets in here, to reduce the cats coming in and shedding in here. So uh,
You mean that my cats walk around like I am like your Godzilla, and they'll
yeah,
trudge right through the whole
right,
posse.
yeah,
They'll go right through the ball.
right.
Oh, you am I interrupting something here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, the dust isn't a problem, but yeah, no, I could see how it is because not everyone displays their pops that are out of box in a glass display case. A lot of people just display it like open on the shelf. Um,
that's how I had mine on the
yeah.
shelf, on the window
So
ledge.
that's definitely a con for out of box collecting is the pot like having to clean them, wipe them down,
Yeah,
and
because I know sometimes from having them sitting on the shelves for long periods of time, and like, oh, I why don't I photograph this one? I usually have to sit, run them a little Dawn, a little dish soap, give them a little soapy water,
yeah,
warm rinse, let them dry, paper towel them off, and just to make sure that I don't get any dust. And I've only run into that because I've taken one and I put a lot of time into lighting it and everything, and it wasn't until I was actually looking at the final image in Photoshop, I realized, man, there's so much dust that I didn't notice to the naked eye that I spent probably an hour retouching. Like
yeah,
and usually you don't have to do that much in a Funko. Maybe there's a slight blemish or reflection that's bothering me. The light cast on it, so I'll just take it out.
yeah,
Um, but I find that trying to keep them dust proof and stuff like that could be a challenge on the out of box for sure.
yeah. And another con for out of box. So, um, the way you display your Funko Pops, so not even like the order that you display them in, so like what you display them in, what you display them on. So my cases here, they're all about 80 or $90 Canadian each case is what each case costs, and I have four. I'm gonna need a fifth one here pretty soon to expand into. So that gets pretty pricey for getting display cases. Or
Yeah,
if you're ordering those acrylic risers, those are what they're like
$15 a piece,
15, yeah,
American,
15 to 20
US.
bucks a piece or something. Or yeah, so it can get pretty pricey depending on how you want to display your Funko Pops. So
Very
that's
true.
definitely a con for out of box collecting. But I have seen some people display like they'll pull the pop out of the box and then use the box as like a base to display their
I've
pops
seen
on.
that as well. I have
So
seen that.
that's so for me, it doesn't look as clean as like having like a riser. So I went the route of making my own risers for the Detolf cabinet and then putting the Funko Pops on it because I think it looks cleaner than having like that graphic of the on the side of the box behind the Funko Pop. It kind of looks
Yeah. I've seen a
too
lot of
messy,
people
I
do the
guess.
display like that, where it's the box and then
Yeah,
directly in front of it's the box on the side where you get the side view,
yeah,
and then you have the character. They actually put the pop in front of that.
yeah,
That I've seen quite a few times, and I like that because again, for someone like me, where I'm trying to pull it off the shelf to take an image of,
yeah,
it's easy identification. And keeping it in box, and well, that's kind of like you're a hybrid, right? You're kind of like me, a hybrid of
yeah,
out of box and in box because you have both, but you want to see it. That's not a bad way, I think, either for collecting and keeping them. I mean, all honesty, keeping in a box, you hope they're going to be protected well, but we have all had that awful shipment that comes, and
yes,
the box is
yes,
just you would thought it
yeah.
went through a pachyderm,
And see, and
on.
that's one thing I don't have to worry as much about if I have a box that's damaged because I'm just gonna throw away the box anyways. But yeah,
Yeah, I
for
mean,
in
I got
box
the gaming
collecting,
greats. Yeah, I got the gaming greats Yoda with the little hooded version,
yep,
and photographed them the whole 9 yards. And again, not really ever paying attention to the boxes because I'm not typically a box collector.
yeah,
I just put it aside, put it back. And when I went to go put him back in there, and now in my image, I actually gave him a lightsaber, but I thought he was just holding a hilt, like the Obi-Wan was in the last Obi-Wan series. So when I went to go put him back, I heard a rattling in the bottom, and I could see the green acrylic from the lightsaber. I was like,
Oh
oh,
no.
no. I could glue it back on, not the end of the world. But again, he's gonna go, he's in the box right now. But he was pulled out just for that purpose, and then eventually I'll put him back, and take him out and fix him up or whatnot with the
Yeah,
lightsaber. That's
absolutely.
that's something that I have to worry about being an out of box collector, is stuff like that happen, because I've had to have, like in my old workplace, when I was in the office, I had a shelf, and the guy that cleans the office or whatnot knocked the Poe Dameron X-wing down,
Oh,
and one of the little things broke off, and I was
yeah.
a little pissed, a little
Yeah,
pissed,
absolutely, for sure.
you know. Then another fun little story I'll share with you folks is, so one of my colleagues at work wanted to play a practical joke on me. Now, me being an out of box collector and having a four-tiered shelf right next to my desk, everyone was always just coming by. Oh, I was, here on a trip and I didn't know if you had this one, right? So that's how you accumulate some too. But they decided to prank me by, they literally ordered one from Amazon that they thought I had. It was a Chewbacca. And for some reason, one of my coworkers pretended to get upset at me and got mad enough. They picked the pop up and smashed it on the ground.
Oh god.
And it was a
Uh,
Chewbacca one with the bowcaster that I did not have. It wasn't the
uh,
flocked one, thank goodness. But for those that are really into the collecting would know that. That's a big one, but it wasn't the flocked one. But I just remember looking at the smashed head and first thinking that a coworker just came into my area and just smashed my own personal thing. I was like, dude, I was like,
uh,
bzz, 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 like losing it, keeping my cool because I'm in the office. I'm like, holy crap, what the hell is that about? So I
I
about
think
lost my
whether you're
crap.
an in-box or out-of-box collector, if somebody came by and just, like, took one of your pops and smashed it on the floor, that's a
Oh
nightmare.
my everyone in the office was hysterical because they all knew it was happening. So like there was a it was they planned this. They're like, oh, he collects these things, it'll be so funny. So I about lost my, I kept my cool, but I was losing. I was mushroom cloud upstairs. So
Uh,
I went over, and the funniest thing was the first thing I said, I thought I said, why would you do that? Like, dude, like, but the first thing I said was, why'd you do it to that one? I don't even have that one in my collection. So that always made me laugh, like being an out
uh,
of box collector, some random little prank like that happening. But yet it was one, being a collector and a nerd. I was like, well, wait a second. I don't, that's a different variation of the one that you thought I don't have. I would have loved to have that one.
yeah.
And it was one that, it was a blue box, older one.
You're
And
like, "Thanks,
I'm collecting
guys."
the box, tossing it. So I bought like at first, and then yeah, I wasn't crushed because it wasn't one that I purchased. So if they want to go spend their hard-earned money to break one
Yeah,
as a
right?
joke, that's all fine. But pick one that's probably not as rare, because I don't think you can get that one as easily.
Yeah, the blue
As,
box Chewbacca? Yeah, I don't think
yeah,
so.
so I was like, "Ugh." And again, if I had saved the boxes, then I should at least save that, and I didn't. But
And
oh
actually,
well.
that's another thing for in-box collecting, like, you could be spending more money to get blue boxes over the re-released boxes, right? So,
Yes,
depending
that's totally
on how
slipped my mind. You're
serious, yeah,
100% right.
depending on how serious you are about which boxes you're collecting. Like, if you just don't care, you just want one of each character or one of each pop in a
Yeah,
box to protect it, then whatever.
I
You
would
can
love to
you
get a
don't
blue
have to.
box series, like they get to have a collection of all blue box in the box. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome,
See,
because that's
I
kind of
don't
like
have to
your
worry about it.
intro. Yeah, that's your first intro into Star Wars Funko. That was there, so
Yeah.
that would be great. I'm sure that would be costly,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to be doing that. I did think that I picked up a great deal right before I went to Disney back in October. My sister had found a blue box Yoda and a blue box C-3PO,
Yeah.
and the price was like, you got to be kidding. So someone obviously wasn't really into collecting, had them, was getting rid of them. So I picked them off their hands very quickly.
Yeah.
The awful part was when they got shipped to me, they were um, in the United States Postal Service. They have like a priority mail shipping,
Yeah.
and it's more like a fancier envelope, but they stuck
Oh,
them
okay.
in
Yeah.
like an envelope. So by the
Oh.
time I got them, they were the box. Like I think Yoda, when I went to look at the box, just like collapsed out, and he was exposed. Like
Oh.
it was something of a cartoon. It was just like
Yeah.
flap, 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 and he was just there. No box around him anymore. I was like, wow, that got beat up. But
Yeah.
again, I tried to collect it for the box factor, and became an out of box purchase by the end of that. Thanks
Yeah.
to shipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure plenty of people end up being out of box collectors for that same reason. They get a box that gets so badly damaged in the shipping. That's the only thing that you're happy is that your pop didn't break, but you got them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess see on another pro for the inbox collecting as well. Like I mentioned, out of box collecting can be expensive, where you need to buy like a display case, or you need to buy a set of risers for your shelf or whatever, or you got to buy the shelf to put them on. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
I think
in
I'm gonna need the risers like you have.
inbox collecting, you don't have to worry about that. Like I think I probably mentioned it earlier in our little chat here. You can just stack them from the floor to the ceiling, and it looks fine, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Um, Again, with flaws in the Funko Pop itself, where like that lightsaber you were missing. Some of them, if you're an inbox collector, like you would notice the lightsaber missing, so then that you're not going to keep a pop in the box with a missing lightsaber. Whereas if you're an out of box collector, you don't have to have the lightsaber blade on the pop if it wasn't on there when you bought it. Like you could display it without the lightsaber blade, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then also, so for an example, I picked up that Dark Trooper with the Grogu, the flying one,
Oh, nice.
a while back. I think it was last year, and when I pulled it out of the box, it was actually missing one of the shoulders, one of the
Yeah,
shoulder. Yeah. So
I have
um,
two of them. Now I'm gonna go look at them both.
yeah. So as an out of box collector, that's something you're going to notice right away. You're going to notice it's not missing it. So if you're an inbox collector, I guess a pro would be like you don't notice little missing pieces like that, little imperfections like that if it's in the box and you don't open it. So I don't know. I guess it's a pro and a con possibly.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you're an inbox collector, it would be a con because I didn't realize, and I again out of box collector, noticed the small detail on the Aaliyah Sakura Funko Pop, which is a smuggler's bounty,
Yeah,
that her stomach is painted different than the rest of
it's
her
painted
arms and
brown. Yeah, it's
face. Yeah,
painted like her outfit.
I didn't even realize that. I just assumed it was part of the outfit and didn't take notice of that until Lainey had pointed that out. But being an inbox collector, you're probably not enjoying. To me, you're not enjoying the
Details
fullness
like
of the
that. Yeah.
Funko. Yeah,
That's mostly the reason why I'm an out of box collector. Also, I'm not planning to sell it, so that's
yeah,
another reason why I don't keep the boxes. If I'm not planning on selling them, why keep the boxes? You know?
correct. I like making little diorama scenes just for
Yeah,
when I put them up. Like I did one where I have Luke's land speeder from the Smuggler's Bounty, and I did it was a con exclusive of the Sand Trooper that they did about 2 years ago. It was a really nice. It was one of the first ones where the Stormtrooper didn't have just the round eyes, right?
yeah,
So it was kind of, like, wow, that's really cool. And they've really elevated it since. And then I had the original Sand Trooper with the dewback, and I made a little, I went to like um, one of those little craft stores, Hobby
yeah,
Lobby.
yeah.
I think I got like a tray that was on sale for like less than 15 bucks, a little wooden tray. I live in Rhode Island, so I'm around a lot of beach. So grabbed some sand last time I was there with the kids and made a little diorama of that scene, with the sand trooper
Nice.
standing around the land speeder, which
Yeah,
was fun. So again, I enjoy being able to have the out of box experience of collecting
yeah,
for things like that, being able to
yeah,
kind of decorate them, change them around, photographing them. But again, I think just for trying to keep track of them and keep them in good condition at the moment, I keep them in the box until I decide to take them out and put them out on display.
yeah. And then like on our last episode on that, on Star Wars Podcast Day there on the 7th, we were talking about the Return of the Jedi Funko Pops, and they're releasing two of them that go together. So that there's that 2-pack, the Luke versus Vader, and then Hot Topic exclusive Emperor Palpatine, where they purposely made that base on that 2-pack wide enough you can put that Palpatine in there. So if you're an
Yeah,
inbox collector, you can't enjoy that to the fullest.
I agree with you on that. You know what? That's a very valid point to bring up for those collecting because, like the Bounty Hunter collection, that was a
The
GameStop
Bounty
exclusive.
Hunter collection one as well,
Like
yeah,
they
or
look
the Duel
cool.
of the
They
Fates
can't
one.
look nearly as cool in the box stacked
Yeah,
next to each other as they do
yeah,
out with that metal background that kind of
yep,
snap together and all.
yeah.
That I think that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
the Duel of the Fates one, like it wouldn't look the same. Like, yeah, these pops look cool in the box on the shelf when you buy them, but it's not going to look as cool as when they're out of the box and connected like that. The three
Yeah,
characters, yeah,
the only two Star Wars Funko Pops I think are just worth leaving in the box. The only two that you should just leave in the box are the two comic book ones. The number one with Luke Skywalker retro series with the red
and the
saber,
Boba
and
Fett,
then the Boba Fett
yeah.
O2.
So and even that one, like at so I'm still going to take the cardboard box part of it off, and it'll stay in that acrylic
Yep.
case. Like I'm not gonna pull that case off, but I'm not gonna keep the cardboard around that case. So like I know inbox collectors would probably keep the plastic on. They would keep the cardboard box around that case as well. So yeah, for me as an out of box collector, I don't want cardboard in the way of any details that I'm going to be missing. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
yeah,
I think when you're getting, especially with that new Return of the Jedi set that's getting
yeah, the
released, you're
skiff,
gonna want that
the
skiff.
Jabba skiff. Yeah, you're
You're
gonna
gonna
want
see
that
the
out of
whole
the box.
thing.
Yeah,
Like even the Red Blade series that GameStop just did, I was
yeah,
kind of surprised they didn't really click
yeah. They
together.
don't click together. They kind of sit nicely together. Like they kind of yeah they kind of sit together and stuff lines up, but they don't click together. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's fine though because I think when I finally try to display them, I might just kind of have them in different tiers, like they're on
yeah.
different like
That's
little
actually a
levels
nice
of the
little
volcano
idea.
or something
Yeah,
because they are really slick looking.
yeah,
And I think to display those all together would be just a nice series, really
right.
nice series
Yeah,
altogether.
I think so too. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Um, yeah, no. As far as like inbox, like I think that's all the pros I can think of. Like just
Yeah, I
protection.
think we covered just about everything pro and con for inbox, out of box. I mean, we covered the stickers, and I think a lot of major serious collectors are really that sticker factor is nothing to overlook. So if you're in the box collecting,
Yeah,
you need to really pay particular attention to that.
yeah. So
Um,
I think it just comes down to personal preference, really. I mean, whether you want to
exactly.
collect inbox or out of box, both can be pricey. So like the stickers on the inbox collecting are going to be the pricey part of collecting inbox, and then out of box more so how you're displaying it, what you're displaying it on, because you're going to need the shelf, you're going to need the risers, you're going to need you know
Yeah, some of the boxes themselves, like if you got the 10-inch Yoda pop with the big ear, I mean that box is just to box him, the box is
yeah,
massive.
yeah,
Right? So that one I got rid of the box very quickly,
yeah,
um, to keep him. And you like what the Millennium Falcon with Han and you have the Lando one,
yeah,
those are big too. So
those are big, yeah,
again, I think if it's a personal preference, I am much like in the same opinion of you. I like to see it. I want to enjoy it.
yes,
I want to make some little movie, pose them together for little movie moments for my nostalgia, and call it a day.
yeah, for sure, yeah. And then actually going top those Millennium Falcon ones, actually, though, now that you mention those, yeah, they are huge. So for inbox collecting, I guess you could stack the two boxes, and they got that big bubble on it, so you could see the majority of it. But again,
You can
you're
at
not
least
going to
the top.
notice, you're not going to see everything at the back of the Falcon or anything like that, right? Yeah,
No,
out of box, you can display it sideways or whatever, right? You don't have to have it facing you, with the cockpit facing you, right? So, yeah, pros and cons again, like for both in box and out of box. Out of box, it's going to take up a lot more space if you have 400 Star Wars Funko Pops, 600 Star Wars Funko Pops. Um, Out of box, not going to take up as much space. So yeah, I think really it comes down to personal preference. But I don't think the rivalry, I guess I would call it, between in box and out of box. I don't think there's like a right or wrong answer.
No, I think it's interesting too within Funko community compared to, like, if you're a Star Wars Black Series collector. I mean, there's a
Yeah,
it's not too slight of a difference, right? We're collecting Star Wars characters and things like
yeah,
that. But I think when it comes to Black Series collectors, they're even more particular
yeah.
on in box and out of
Out of
box
box,
and
yeah,
whatnot. But I don't think they have nearly the following that Funko does with specific exclusives and the stickers. So
yeah. Stickers and
it's
exclusives, yeah,
very different to two types of collecting. But I really think that taking them out of the box, being able to see it. And that's what they're designed for. I don't
yeah,
think the people at Funko designed them necessarily for you to keep them in the box. I think the idea of the window so you could see it is nice, but I think they really want you to enjoy the Funko. So
yeah.
even if you're
They're made to be on
an
display.
in-box collector, take one or two of them out. Smell the vinyl.
Yeah,
You know, does it smell like new pop vinyl?
yeah,
Are you appreciating the textures of them? Take them out. Let them free.
yeah. Because as we mentioned actually in our last episode, and probably a couple other episodes, the the details they put on some of these Funko Pops, like the robes and stuff, like the textures. Yeah, you might be able to see some of that in the box, but you're not going to be able to appreciate in full. Like you can feel some of that texture on the robes,
Yeah,
and
the pops that they've been coming out with recent months have been blowing me away. I mean,
yeah,
they've just been
absolutely,
so well sculpted, such more detail.
yeah,
The posing is so much better. They've really gotten away from the hulky, hero pose. And
yes,
that was I get it. That was, your niche and your thing. But the as the line of pops have grown, um so has the collector. I
yeah,
think we can see what you can do, and now we want more. Like every time I see something acrylic and different from a different brand or whatnot that Funko does, I'm like, oh, I wonder if they can apply that to the Star Wars line and do this and do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And I can't say that they really totally let me down. I think the only series or collection of pops that I have really not enjoyed was this year's holiday with the snowman.
yes.
I
And you know
enjoyed the
what? And the
minis.
Valentine's Day ones, the Valentine's
Yeah, I'm
Day
not huge
ones,
fans of them, but people love them, people like them, and so
yeah,
I whatever. Yeah, I might not be one of the ones that I'm putting in my collection anytime
right,
soon, but you know.
exactly. But I think that'll do it for this episode of the Star Wars Popcast. Patrick, where can people find you when you're not on the podcast?
So I'm not here chatting with you, my friend. I'm on my own channel creating images of Star Wars Funko Pop, and my channel is Toy Photographer ToyPhotographer. Uh, and I do one or two images a week, and we're starting to get into some more behind the scenes thanks to the viewers' input and feedback. So yeah, please stop by, see what we're doing. We're constantly creating new images and trying to create some nostalgia movie moments for the viewer.
Nice. And when I'm not on the Star Wars Popcast, I'm on my other channel, Seriously Star Wars, doing weekly Star Wars reviews. So definitely check out both our other channels. And thank you so much for watching and listening to wherever you watch or listen to your favorite Star Wars podcast. And we will see you in the next episode.